Welcome everybody to another episode of Gorilla Gospel. And we're going to take you into generation curses. And we come out of the book of Deuteronomy with this. And I beg y'all to keep up because I'm going to speed up a little bit in some parts. Okay, in Deuteronomy chapter 28, 15 says this. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I commanded thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Okay? And 16 says, Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. All right. And verse 29 says, And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind grope in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Okay. All right, now let's get into something here now. And this is what we get into around here. All right, so we got 29. It says, And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind grope in darkness. All right, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. That's the big key word. You shall not prosper in your ways. Now, if you read Deuteronomy from verse 1 to 15, it will tell you everything that God will do for you. And this is mostly the preacher now, okay? As well as the people. But mostly the preacher and the leaders. Because if the preacher and the leaders stay strong, the people will sin. But that's where the preachers and the leaders supposed to come in and punish them by their sins so that the whole camp don't get infested. And with plagues and everything. So when it comes to it, our leaders and our preachers, okay, and let me take you way back to the slave days. Most of those people that sold us out, say, bro, not everybody in Africa was believers of God. If you read your Bible, God was sending the people he chose to do his work, the battle against the evilness that didn't believe in him and didn't want to follow his commandments. So that the world can be a little bit different and better and stay better from the curse that our ancestors put on this earth. You see that little earth right there above that little green planet right there? That's us, dude. We the only we are not the only planet out there, bro, but we the only one that's full of assholes. There's all these other planets out here, but we're the only ones full of assholes, all the way down to the red ant. But at the same time, the curse that was put on the earth, God had to choose some people. He had to choose some people that he felt that was honorable and will somehow get the job done, even half as if possible, because he knew who was who and he knew what was what. But at the same time, you will read all the way through, bro, how God will save us from places and we'll turn after the leader that he chose to help save us, he would die off, and then this jerk will come along and fall right into the hands of the stupid. And how? Well, the stupid got ways of making a nice show with lights and cameras and gold and women and food and all that. And it'll make it, let's say they throw the whole north side a big old party. And everybody get out there. This is a governor or mayor or something like that that wants to take leadership of our little city, our little community and everything. And we live by God and we try to do the best we can and everything. But we get this dude opportunity to take over our city, our hood and everything, because he didn't gave us a big show and everything. And we elect him. We follow him. And now we slaves. And now we done with. But if you read 15 on down, you will read all the things that we are going through right now. They use this Bible to go against everything to keep us prison. They use this very thing that God has left behind through his people for us to learn and understand why we will not be overtaken if we stay strong. Yes, we do get sold out. We got sold out by the people in Africa, dog. Most of them people was not believers. We didn't get sold out by our own people. We got sold out by people who didn't believe in God. Just because you black don't make you my people, dude. You my people by following God, dude. Not by hurting people and all that type of stuff. This land always was given with plenty of food and everything for everybody to be welcome to. But if you read that Deuteronomy, it tells you how plentiful we'll be by just following him. And how our enemies that wants to try to hurt us, they will be smited and disappear in 7 different ways. But by not following him, well, that's a different story. And if you look, bruh, you know, we do get our kids taken from us in bad ways. Everything that we possibly could try to build, a job, all that stuff. We get bad food coming through here. Remember back in the 80s, they was putting stuff in the food and the water? The ATF had to get involved, man. Little 10-year-old girls was sporting out like horses around here, like stallions. They was mating us. We wasn't nothing but a breeding ground back in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Really, way past then. Our doctors was bad. Our lawyers was bad. They still bad. And this was because most of our leaders that's supposed to be preachers and everything, bro, these are the chosen tribes now. You see mostly all the chosen tribes being beaten and killed and all this type of stuff. We killing each other and all this type of stuff. And that's because everybody wants to, you know, get this glamorous type of deal going on that the streets ain't going to give you. It's going to take it back 10 times that you received in the wrong way. And I mean, we're gonna go over here to Psalms chapter 83 verse 5. It says, they know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundation of the earth are out of course. Now this is written way back when. The foundation of the earth is out of course. Well, why do you think we're in various places right now with these storms? The glaciers are melting. They used us to fund they programs and stuff by selling all these drugs and all this type of stuff, bruh. And everything, bruh. The stupid. Yeah, hey, bruh. When it's big like that, it's big like that. I mean, come on, for real. You got these schools that didn't have no funding in it to fund nobody back in the 80s and everything, the 70s and all that stuff, bruh. They take the funding of that money and they put it towards their stupid projects. And the people like the poor white trash or the wetbacks and the niggas and all the type of shit, the Jews, the Chinamans, all us, the poor part of those communities, bro, get the shit out of the stick in their communities and everything, just so they could fund their stupid projects. We sell ourselves out just for the stupidity of mankind trying to be God. And we elect these fools. We don't take time to study their history so far as morals go. We look at their shiny ass clothes and money. And we elect these fools. And then they hand our asses over. They sell us out through slave trade and sex trade and trafficking and drugs and all this other good stuff. And before you know it, we have a planet that is off the foundations because the glaciers are melting. So if the glaciers are melting, the earth is off its balance. It's off its axles. We're moving. The glaciers are moving. That means the rest of this doggone ratchet world is moving. And when it used to rotate as at a spin balance, what you got now is a kind of clockwise type of situation, like a spinning top going out of speed. You ain't gotta believe me. You can believe your scientist that shows you a pretty picture of the situation, like you see on this little curtain here. But if you seriously was a spiritual person, you will understand what's going on. How is we ending up in various places, bro? How is tornadoes going on in New Orleans, dude? How is hurricanes damn near reaching all the way to New York and it's coming? It's gonna be coming. It's gonna be so powerful. It's gonna hit the Midwest. We got all these fires and everything. Before you know it, it's gonna be a time where we used to get vegetation, won't get vegetation. It'll be in places that couldn't get vegetation. But that's gonna take a process. But you got these schools, bro, that were supposed to get funding. They took the funding, they put it towards the drugs. And let me tell you something about the drugs when it comes to the leaders of the community and everything, and the cops and all this other shit and everything. Say, bro, you set up to fail. You set up to fall, man. You're gonna take this money that's supposed to go to these people, all right? And you take 10,000 of the funds and you go get fronted 30,000 worth of stuff that's gonna make 100,000, and all you gotta do is pay them back their 20,000 that you were supposed to pay $30 but only had 10. But those very same people set your ass up. They get robbed and killed, and they taking the dope back. But you as the middleman behind the curtain got your henchmans out there getting shot up and everything. Don't know how it's happened. They put the fixing on you. Now you still owe them the 20,000. They got the dope again, and they gonna plan it on some other fool to do the same thing. And this is where the evil parts of the world that not even from America and everything, not even God followers, fool our asses in our communities, and we constantly fall into that rotation of traps. And when it comes to the dudes that's out here gotta grab these guns and drugs because there's no jobs, there's no educations and everything, you call them criminals and gangsters and all this other stuff, when really you broke up the Black Panther Party. The NAACP is corrupted with some sellout niggas. I mean, come on, bro. Whoever voted for Trump, that's how you will tell a sellout nigga. White person, Chinese person, Mexican person, Hindu person, whoever voted for Trump, that's how you will find out everybody in America that's sellouts. Those who didn't vote, they in between sellout and just HAN. But at the same time, bro, I'm just saying though. You know what I'm saying? They get you out there juiced up thinking you're gonna make money off this dope and everything, when in Deuteronomy is telling you how you will not prosper out of your ways. No matter if you think you're gonna be balling or whatever, nah, partner boy, you probably will be balling, yeah, but your community gonna die. It caught us by surprise, I ain't gonna lie, dog. And a lot of people had to get out there and do what they had to do. Now is the time, bro, that we clean our plate. We clean our room. We get these sellouts that sold us out since the slavery, that's selling us out right now. See, when the NAACP and all these people had got together and everything, bro, they were strong and mighty. They sicked the dogs in the water and everything on them, bro, and they killed mostly a lot of them, dude. And now, you know what they did? By removing them out of power, they placed them with these old water whipped ass niggas. Not just cause you black don't mean we people. Not even my family, my people. And they blood. Which we all the same damn blood no matter what color we are, but I'm talking about coming out of the sack. Say, bro, we gotta be careful here. This is a planet. This is not Tyrone's world. This is not Jay world or Jacob or whoever world. This is God's world. And we running it into the ground. This world is about to die, bro. The glaciers is about to die because guess what? He separated us from going up into heaven because we spoke one language. When we got the opportunity to reach out and go to war and gather people who had knowledge that I didn't, but I had knowledge he didn't, and we put two and two together. That's when it happened. And that's Guerrilla Gospel 1.